We're good.
Good evening, everybody. I'll now call the meeting to order. Please join me with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks for coming out, everyone. Can we do a quick roll call?
Langdon.
Jacob Keane, Charlestown.
Garrett Neal, at large, residing in Charlestown.
Steve Alessio, Town of Walpole.
Ryan Spinoza, Ashley. Crystal Lincoln, school board rep.
What does that large mean?
So at large, the way the budget committee and the school board both set up is there's 5 members. One from each of the 5 towns in the district, and then 2 members on either the school board or the committee that are at large residing in any of the 5 towns.
Okay, so like extra,
Kinda, it's like a check and balance thing,
yeah.
or however the.
I was wondering what that meant last time we did it.
Yeah, so Bill Rosinski, he's not here, he's the other at large.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So like Langdon could get crazy and have 3 people on if they ran for the Langdon seat. And the 2 at large seats.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Yes,
Usually our races are all uncontested or only one other, they're not very hot. Alright, did everybody get a chance to review the minutes that were sent out promptly after the last meeting? Thank you, Ryan. I didn't print them, so. If everybody got a chance to review them, I'd love a motion to accept them. Or not.
motion to accept.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting accepted. Or minutes accepted, sorry, excuse me. Alright, next, let's have a quick conversation on the budget committee. Oh, sorry. I'll keep this one short too. So today I met with Lori real quick. We talked a lot about what the upcoming budget season is gonna look like. Looks a lot like the other ones. I thanked her for all the information we've had come flowing. Big takeaway from the meeting. She reiterated her request for information request to come through one person. The budget committee bylaws or guidelines suggest or state that the chair should do it. She would like that the chair does it since the group before me built that system out to keep us straight. We're gonna honor it, so I will make all the information requests or I'm okay if it's to the school board, if it's through Krista. But anything coming from a budget committee will go through this table and then from me to Lori. If we have questions to streamline it for her to, so she's not getting hit from a couple different angles, and then I'm still gonna use the link that she's got set up. Any questions? Pretty much just a formality. I don't think it's a big deal. Okay, now a quick combo to finish up what we started last meeting on budget committee Zoom meeting responsibilities. Does the group put any thought into it? Cause I have in the conversation with the school board chair, in the conversation where Chris Young said, I am not accepting the responsibility until directed by the budget committee.
What does that mean?
What's this?
I don't know what that means.
So that I've been approached by Kyle, because Kyle said the admin wants me to run the Zoom meeting.
Oh, okay.
I'm not taking responsibility until directed by the budget committee. I had a quick conversation with Alyssa about it.
I see. I got lost, sorry.
I don't care either way, I'm just not solo making the decision and setting the precedence. If the group tells me to, great. If they don't want me to, I don't know how it'll really shake out anyways, there's some pros and cons to it.
I don't think that. I don't think that we should run the meetings at all. Because we haven't done it in 4 or 5 years. Why do we have to start doing it now? And it's hard to pay attention to the meeting and do something else at the same time.
Couple other things I'd like to add, there's a conversation about maybe or maybe not, I'm gonna be the one opening the building. I have to ask, and the other big negative is, we can't get Wi-Fi without getting a code from somebody, I don't know if we can get that ahead of time. And then I don't know if it was you or Bill, somebody said, is there an SOP right now? I can't even get my camera to turn on when I join a Teams meeting someday. I know that's not Zoom, but could be a train wreck or it could go smooth.
Also, we're an elected board. Which I think makes it part of the school district. What makes us any different than the school board?
A lot.
We're still elected.
What's that have to do with Zoom or no Zoom though?
Well, it's a function of the school, function of the district.
If we don't run our own Zoom meeting, there might not be a Zoom meeting and then the public will be reliant on our meeting minutes and agendas. Which we have to do anyways. What's the RSA again?
RSA 93A.
Thank you.
What doesn't Hanover do like a different thing? So, yeah, so Hanover partners with a local television company called Jam, and they come in and they run the hours for the school board meetings in Hanover, and our school district. I don't know if there's any,
But that's their school. Do they have a budget committee to?
well, they have a finance committee, which is slightly different in Hanover, but this is actually, Jam is out of White River Junction, so it's a total separate town.
So
I think they're branch from.
if it becomes a matter of cost. Right?
Does the Zoom meeting cost the taxpayers money?
They have.
This guy right here.
Cost something.
The tech support costs money, and then when he's taking care of us, if they're triaging their budget,
As much
he's
as I
not
love,
serving the students in the school population is the root of the conversation,
yeah,
But
which
in-
is a fair statement.
as
in-
much as I love Kyle. I love the taxpayers paying less money, more, no offense, Kyle.
No, they're gonna pay the same amount of money. It's a reallocation of the IT resources. Like him being able to do other stuff instead of this
Yeah,
with his time.
I get you.
The other thing, it gets down to a matter of cost. I mean, we've run surpluses of significant in the last 3 or 4 years. Well, I'm expecting we'll see somewhat of a surplus, not hoping not as great because of the default budget. But there should be enough surplus somewhere to reallocate money at the end of the year if necessary.
And I mean, the petty math exercise I did last time did shake out to about 0.002% of the whole budget we're charged with looking at. And I used inflated numbers, like not in my favor. Yes, ma'am.
Just a different thing to consider. It's not necessarily the cost of having somebody here doing it. It's a matter of us having to mandate to somebody in the technology department that they have to be here, right? Because these are, they have so many hours in the day to take care of what their normal jobs are, right?
So what's changed in the last 4.5 years, to Steve's point?
People are sick of doing it and sick of working extra hours. I don't know, and sick of being beat up. I don't know, just a thought, but just my opinion, because I'm only one person and one taxpayer.
I mean, I'm fine if we don't have the Zoom meeting.
You're not required, right?
I don't believe so. We're required to do minutes.
Okay.
So it's up to this board whether the board does Zoom or not. We have no requirements from some vote or some state law or some thing like that.
Correct, but I wanna make it clear that it was not this committee's idea to do away with it.
We're taking away the full transparency of the Zoom meeting away from the taxpayers.
Exactly. What everybody's worried about.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
What would it involve, to not have Kyle here, but to have Zoom set up and working?
That's not a question I don't think they can answer.
I don't know, somebody that's tech savvy, somebody to open the
It's not
door.
hard.
So now this has turned into a key holder.
Yeah,
too. Is that what I'm hearing?
there was I wasn't told it was definite, but I was told the potential exists. There's a lot of what ifs with this whole thing,
So would it be beneficial to have the meetings earlier? In the evenings? Would that help? Have Kyle here?
I don't think it has anything to do with whoever the IT person is. I think it's the IT department doesn't have enough man hours. It doesn't matter whether
That I
it's employee
understand.
A, B, or C that has to do the task.
I'm not, I don't feel comfortable taking responsibility for becoming a key holder.
I don't want to be a key holder, and my big thing is, this can go either way and I'll do it. I'm not making the decision solo is what I'm grinding.
Well, I can tell you, I'm not tech savvy enough to run a Zoom meeting either.
Jamie,
It's not hard. I've done it in Hanover and Norwich and everywhere else when people didn't show up. Did this just come about because we're meeting all the way through the summer? Do you have an idea?
I was told it came about because we're in default budget
Because
and
of resources.
it's a financial and a resource thing.
No, but I meant the key thing, because I mean, the key thing shouldn't be an issue unless it's only summer months. Because custodians are on staff at night, other than summer months.
Well, the issue is nobody
So,
wants that
well,
responsibility.
We back up, the way this whole thing was rolled out, is whack, because one of the faculty members that's not even management was put in the middle of this whole mess.
Okay, well, I'm at a disadvantage because I don't know the whole story.
But it just started, hey, a couple weeks before the last meeting, it was, hey, can you come in early? I'm being asked to show you how to run your own Zoom meeting. And then I started asking questions,
Okay,
and here we are.
okay. So I think we need to have a conversation then with the tech director, because I don't think that it's up to anybody below him to have decision-making authority on that.
I'm not saying anybody below him had decision-making authority. He was asked to have me come in early and start teaching me, and then I started dragging my knuckles.
Okay,
Because I'm not just going to haphazardly
sure.
take the responsibility without knowing everything about it and the group being okay with it. Because,
Yeah, I get it. It's scary and it's,
well, it's not scary, it's more the precedent. Does the person that comes after me that chairs this board wanna do it? Just because I did it? After we had IT for 4.5 years? So that's what the
So perhaps
conversation
we
is.
need a line item in the budget for this committee.
We
Maybe
don't
that-
make line items.
Well, maybe that needs to be a conversation.
Well, since you brought that up. I don't know who it was, but it was stated to me from Kyle that if the budget committee wants IT, they should have put a line in the budget. We don't even have the power to do that.
I understand
And if
that.
they're above Kyle, it doesn't matter who it is, they should know how budgeting works around here. So the statement's pretty whack.
Okay, well, apologies for that. I can.
I don't need an apology,
Well,
but
you
the way
seem
the
a
whole.
little upset.
Well, because we put a faculty member in the middle of a committee and board mess. So yeah, I'm a little upset.
I'm not aware of it, Garrett. I'm terribly sorry. So as much as you wanna be upset, but I'm trying to get.
If you
to
think
the
I'm
root.
upset with you, Jamie, you're
No, no,
mistaken.
No, I'm just trying to figure out what.
Well,
occurred.
so obviously. All fractions involved don't communicate well. Whether it's the admin and the school board, or the tech to the tech director to the admin to the school board, or however it's supposed to
Could we-
flow on that side of things. Yes,
Yes, we
ma'am.
invite the tech director to attend a meeting next time. Maybe you'd be willing to come.
I don't want this to bog us down. We got real work to do. We can.
I mean, versus
And I'm
people
not-
running around going back and forth, see if the guy can come in for 15 minutes on the next meeting and
I
talk.
don't
to
even
us.
know if it's who the right decision maker is here.
We'll find out, okay?
So after this was brought to my attention, I went to the leadership team, the people that were involved in Misty, Chris, and Nick will be involved. I didn't know anything about this. This is not coming from any directive or anything of the sort. I believe people are just trying to get work done. And maybe this isn't the correct process. So I would respectfully ask that we have the budget committee table this if need be, and I will take it to the next level and we'll deal with it. It has to be a board decision. We'll figure it out. We'll come back and have that decision made for you so that you don't have to deal with it. Does that work for?
Fair enough.
That's it.
So I need a motion to table this.
Make a motion to table this.
Second.
Any opposed?
No.
Okay, moving on. Does anybody want to review or discuss any of the documents excluding fiscal year 27? That was shared. We have gotten a bunch of information. I haven't got time to dig through all of it, but I am wicked excited about how much information we have.
Can I ask questions about the year-to-date 25-26?
Yep. I just want to do fiscal year 27 and as its own agenda item,
Absolutely.
please.
So one of the things that jumped out at me real fast in the first 8 lines. For that one position. Looking at the wages with all the retirement and health and all that good stuff. If my math is correct. We're $150,000 over budget. And I was wondering about that.
This is gonna be FY 26, the close, the June
Yeah,
30th, I think.
I don't know if it was a position added. I don't know.
Which form is this? You said the 8th line,
The first 8 lines.
first day. I'm up to that over budget.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I didn't know if there was any history on that. Could be shared.
All I got is that we can. Forward the question to the. Race as the decision.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
No worries. And that was in. Which,
What was can you say the function, do you know the function code? Did you write it? You've got it on the paper there?
And 1200.
Yep.
110.00.
Okay, it's a special,
Yeah.
okay. Yep. I can get into my standard.
you said that adds up to 150,000 over.
Oh, yeah, 153. The wages by itself was 88,000.
And we wanna know what's driving that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was for the end
It
of
might be because they combined two salaries together.
That's kind of what I was thinking, but not knowing.
What document are you looking at? Because I might have an answer for you.
The year-to-date expenditure location and function fiscal year 25-26.
So I don't know if that came from.
It's a document that was.
Let's see, June 30th, 2026 detail, is that what the name of the file is?
You had to ask me that.
Fine.
But I believe it is.
Yeah, I think that's two positions got put together.
I don't know what file it was called now.
I think that's the one, Ryan, I shared it to you. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I shared it to you in case, I think that's the one, Ryan, like I said.
That's the one I said I couldn't open.
Yes. It's, yeah,
Yeah, that's the one I sent to my work email so I could actually look at it.
well, it was a Google file, so you need permission from the police. Oh, okay.
So is this just a spreadsheet?
Yeah, yeah, Google sheet.
Yeah, I know, you mind about it.
It's 1,200, you read it?
I know. You mind about it.
Oh, because you're not gonna know, that is not printed, yeah. That's why I asked for the number. The code, I just have to find the document. Might as well keep going, we'll just keep writing them down.
Okay,
So in the 20, just as a note, in the 27 fiscal year 27, there's two positions on that line item. On that function code,
The
there's an
assistant,
assistant
yeah.
director and a director. That might be why it looks so skewed in the 26.
I don't know if there was an added position.
Well, no, cause there were changes that were made, and this is going back in my memory, when Lori gives us the year-to-dates. If you look at the monthly year-to-dates, there are notes down on the side on why some of the line items are so skewed, right? And I believe that was one of them that she reported on, and I think it was because it was it's either the unbudgeted ones we had to add for special ed, or it was that we moved a position. So it's probably there's a surplus in another line, but I'm trying to find my notes from when she reported on it. Cause I think there'll be a note to the side of the 1200s it talks about.
Okay.
I know once we get through summer, right, and the wrap up, she is planning on coming to summer meetings.
yeah, that's the part I left out of my meeting recap.
Yeah.
That was, she's going to come to some meetings when she can. When she can't, she's gonna give us not a big report. It might only be 1 to 5 sentences, but
Yeah,
we'll have some communicate. Did I say Ann?
Oh, no, it's just. great.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry, I wanted to make sure I wasn't ignoring you.
Is this Lori you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there'll be some communication on the regular,
Nice.
the boo, timed with our meetings, and her and I were talking on that note, how we're before the school board and then she reports to the school board. The timing's actually good because she gets to report to the school board first for like a chain of command type thing, and then we get filled in before our next meeting. You know, so even though we meet before them, it works good for her as far as the reporting obligations.
Anything that helps the communication is great. I mean, there's a big struggle, it seems, within this. With both committees, no, neither one has any idea what the other is doing, so that's awesome.
Other discussion on any of the other documents we've been given a review? Alright, moving on to the 2026 MSDSB dash default budget dash FY27. I labeled them in the agenda this way because that's pretty much after the budget got voted down by the voting public. That form got filed, the MSDSB form, and then I don't know enough about some of the stuff. Is the MSDSB form just because we're in default budget, or is it a budget statement every year?
Summary budget is the easy way to remember it.
Ah, got it. Yep, it's an
I
acronym.
don't know if that's the right one, but.
It works underneath default summary.
So every year, when you build a budget. You also have to, if you're a SB2, you have to build a default budget when you
Mhm.
build the regular budget. And then after the vote, if you end up in default, then you have to file where you're going to make your changes. And then refile it again. So it's a document that you file once, when you
Yeah.
file your regular budget that's. That comes out of your deliberative session, right, that gets posted, and then you file it again if you end in default.
So this is basically that 2026 MS-DSB is basically a condensed version of what our default budget looks like
Well, what's the date on it here,
on
the document?
this one, the MS.
Oh, okay, doesn't have a front signature page, no?
The one I could get my hands on didn't have, I lost the email that had the one I have for.
The supporting documents say that it was printed on, I think, January 15th.
So this was the original initial default budget that was posted. With the other documents that you file when you build your budget to go to the annual meeting.
To my understanding, short of the signatures, this is what we signed after the budget didn't pass.
The dollar amount on the bottom would be the same, yes. But you can go back and redirect where the dollars are going to go. So the account number designations and the dollar amounts of where you end up may be different, but the total dollar amount should be the same.
So the minutia in the middle is variables.
Right, because when we build it to begin with, you're filing what the differences are between one fiscal year, prior fiscal year, right? And the budget that you're building for the new year, but in a default status, right? So you have to remove anything that could have been one-time costs. Remove anything that you know is gonna be changed, like if you get rid of a whole program or something like that, right? And then anything that's contractual has to be added back in. So like if there are any contracts, second, third year, whatever, for union agreements, any contracts for out-of-district placements, special ed, any contracts that you might have gotten ratified for multi-year agreements. Those are rare, it's usually admin. Anything like that then has to be added back in. So that's why you bring out your default budget in January. But if you end with a default budget, which ours got changed a little bit, I think because there were some changes, I don't remember, deliberative, I don't know, my mind's in 3 years right now, but, when you file it after it's been voted and you make the changes, then there may be an additional document that has, these numbers will be in different spots. The total dollars will be in different spots. Just because then you go back to the drawing board, right? You go, okay, what can we really live without that's gonna be least detrimental to students? And so you may actually make cuts and move some of the dollar amounts around in order to put them in the places where you're actually gonna spend the money. Okay.
Do either of you guys know if there's a synopsis of what was removed from the proposed budget to get us to the default budget? I asked because this group loves to cut, tear and shred,
Yeah,
and we're not obligated to be educationally minded, but if we were made aware of what was removed to meet the voting criteria, which,
So this is the summary,
We had shared a list.
right? This is the summary of what was changed.
The email that was sent out, right, and the one that I smushed, right, has a million, which you haven't had a chance to look at,
Right.
has a million notes to the side of it.
so all that stuff's in the notes.
It should be in the notes.
Within reason, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
and I mean, they're still moving stuff around because of either attrition, right? People leaving and they're not backfilling, right? Or changes in personnel where the dollar amounts of people coming in are different than the dollar amounts of the person leaving, up or down. So that's why Lori wrote the letter that basically said, this is a snapshot in time for right now, because you're still truing up your hiring, right? And where your people are gonna be placed.
But just as a point out, maybe it's a question. You know, that there's a $200,000 difference between the DSB and the budget, default budget that came to us. It's $200,000 higher than the summary, so there should be some explanation why.
Yeah, so she's probably still
Still
working through it,
manipulating.
working through it to load it.
Yeah, it is about 200,000.
Okay, yeah, I didn't. I'm not sure. I honestly didn't look at the bottom line. I just sorted them all, just
Yeah.
to get them sorted. And I didn't have time. I wanna go through and compare them to the original budget.
Yeah.
So that's why I've actually, and I'll give you a copy of this if you want. I smushed it down so that it just has the totals for each of the cost areas. And then I was gonna go and compare them and see where the bigger differences are between the two. Cause we just got this too.
So, for my education, what do you do when you sort it compared to how it's given to us? I mean, cause it's the same numbers, you're just doing something,
I sorted them by location. I sorted them by location so that, here. If the thing I make. I don't think, I mean, I sorted it and totaled it by location, so when I sent it back out to you.
so basically you're just getting some headers in there for us.
Right, so
when
you
you're
know
sorting it.
that method one, and then I squished it, right, or I consolidated it.
Got it,
And then you can just look and say, okay, this is the
So
total for
yours
method
is
one, this is
you-
the total for method two.
easy reading,
Well, without all the documentation,
yeah,
because then I wanted to put the original, what we had originally budgeted, right? To see where the differences lie between the original budget and the default budget. And so if there is a difference, then,
Yeah.
so by August 31st, that has to be sent. Oh God, this won't let me make a copy, will it?
File within a day.
Oh, we can't do that anymore.
Special.
I got the show.
That's another thing we'd have to get is another secret code.
Probably shouldn't use his anyways, it's convoluted. With the fiscal year 27 detail that was sent out, Lori also included a memo. That goes over a few different things, just so everybody's aware, And then moving forward, I am going to refer to the budget as fiscal year 27, no longer the default budget, just for sanity and less abrasiveness.
I don't know.
27-year budget, so it doesn't need
Surely.
the condescending adjective.
On this, you'll see there's a whole list of 400s, cause she actually the high school breaks down by departmental. and
Thank you.
Different numbers, so the high school total is off to the right at the bottom there. I don't know, just to save you from doing it, see, I know you know how to do it. So. Here we go, and so, yeah, so it's good we'll get the questions, right?
Mhm.
Right, and then we can go back and, get some answers.
The information's so fresh and it's a lot of
Absolutely.
it, so
So maybe you wanna talk to her about your next meeting, being able to come to, you know, and she'll probably have a newer version, because as she said, they're working through, everybody will be hired. That's gonna conceivably be here. There'll probably still be open positions, but, you know, the bulk of them, you'll have the salaries, you'll have the benefit numbers, you'll know if it's a family plan or a single plan. I mean, there's a $30,000 spread, right? So,
Mhm.
okay.
Any other conversation or questions on fiscal year 27 budget? For now,
Could we get if we don't have it in our drive, fiscal year based on your 26 budget?
The comparison? Yeah, that's what I was actually looking at.
Yeah.
But I didn't wanna put a ton of work into a line item one because.
No, I think the method is fine.
Just consolidated,
Yeah, I just.
Yeah.
Collapse it as well and see.
just to see what the differences
Yeah.
are. Yeah, I'm gonna do that anyway, so
Yeah.
I'll share it.
Yeah,
so I don't have to bug Lori for that.
No, I mean, I didn't have time, and if I have questions on it, I'll speak to her directly
Yeah.
and then just send it out to her.
Thank you.
I didn't have everybody's email address, so I'm sorry I didn't send it directly to you all.
I just typed BU.
I didn't
and budget
realize
comes
that, I
up,
saw that.
And it
Okay,
hits the
so
whole
now I
budget
know.
committee,
Okay,
and then everybody's all BCC'd, so that doesn't
Right,
have any
yeah.
role, apply all party, I believe.
right,
So in this 27 budget breakdown, there is reductions in there. You just gotta keep scrolling.
do they, question for, I honestly haven't looked at it long enough, maybe able to sort it by the word. Reduction and pull them all together. I'm just saying.
Really? You want me to do that?
Chance to plug in a lot. Might be able to do that real quick in a minute. I'm gonna ask her if there's I know we saw some lists. Cause we we're making some decisions, so I just don't know if there was a final list that was put together. I think it was. Yeah.
Alright, moving on, under new business and open discussion, I'll take a couple minutes to. What do you guys wanna see on next month's agenda besides fiscal year 27 and what we just tabled?
I have-
And usual,
I have some thoughts I wanted to share with everybody. Take me probably a couple minutes to express that I'd like to follow up on the next meeting as well.
Mhm.
Give people something to chew on for a month, see what y'all think. You got that, good?
Yep.
Alright, so I know I'm new to this, I don't know how all the ins and outs work. And we're all on the same page as we're trying to give a good education to the children and stay within a budget. I know last time I heard it was 37 million a year, which in my opinion is just absolutely insanity. Now I've heard numbers up to 38 and 39 million upcoming. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm expressing some of the puzzles that I've seen first. I believe I remember we were trying to come up with a way to cut 2 positions possibly to save money to cut back. And then we have positions that aren't filled in other areas that we're outsourcing, such as speech therapist and all that. So I came up with an idea, and I don't even know if it's a possibility with a budget committee going past just recommending numbers, or if we're capable of recommending ways to get to those numbers. And I've also heard, let me back up a second, I've also heard that some of the classrooms are 12 students. And most of you were right around my age. When we went to school, there was 25, 30, 36 kids to a classroom. And we had no problems teaching 2 + 2 = 4. I don't know if 12, if this is some new state mandate where you can't have more than 12 or 16 kids to a class. But my thinking is if we made a recommendation and we would have to work with the school board, obviously, that the redundant classes that are very small, say there if there's algebra 1 and there's the school day, every period there's 12 students in every class to consolidate. And this is just a concept, consolidating 2 different classes that free up 2 different teachers. And instead of laying those teachers off where they lose income, would still save the money on those if in a similar way, we reallocate funds, we reallocate the teacher to say some of the positions that are not filled that we're subcontracting out, such as speech therapists. They already have their teaching degrees. Might be a matter of taking a 6-week course to do an add-on. I have no idea how that works. But I'm just thinking is maybe a possibility of how we could shift some people around and shrink that budget a little bit, where nobody loses a job. They're just moving in an area, and maybe there'd even be some teachers that know of their classes that are very redundant in size that would love to go into the separate fields, I have no idea. But that's the thought I had of just throwing it out there, something for us to chew on, that maybe think about and retouch on it next month. So that was that. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, we've definitely discussed class size at this table before as it relates to budget. This is probably the wrong avenue to start discussing how teachers, if they go here, that we gotta stay money driven. Not, can we take the shop teacher and have him be my English teacher? In any way that had Mr. Langlois.
Well, why can't we?
Because we're not charged with how the staff and faculty, we're charged to be money-based, so we have to stay money-based conversation. Class size directly relates to money, but we shouldn't dive into, should this teacher go teach that, that's.
Well, if it's money driven,
If,
I
if
gotta
it's,
disagree with that, because
if it's related to money, I'll agree with you.
if we're moving on to a position that's gonna save money, so we're not outsourcing, and it's money driven, in my opinion. But anyway, it's something that just.
No, I can see that, I'm just,
Against the wall, so to speak.
Matt, I guess I'm just saying, we gotta make sure we stay focused on the money, not what people are doing, even though what. I'm talking like a lawyer, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Even
but
though
if
what-
they change what they're doing, it saves money. So I
There's
get,
a credentialing piece to that. We are required to hire credentialed teachers. So while there could be some movement at like an elementary school level where you're certified to teach K through 3 years, whatever it is, right?
yeah,
You're not credentialed to be an occupational therapist or whatnot. So like there's a certain amount of, state regulations that you have to hire credentialed staff. So there's not a lot of flexibility at the high school level, which is what your example was.
Can I jump in? Cause I totally see what you're saying. And I am in a sense an example of that when I was employed. So I was employed as elementary ed. And then when I made the shift to special ed, I didn't have the special ed certification. So I worked with the district, I went through the state and I got something called an SOE. And they reviewed all my transcripts, all my certifications. I had to take 2 classes. And then I was certified to teach special education. So I kind of see where you're coming from. As you're looking at like, is there room to make lateral moves? So maybe the example
That's a
wasn't
good term, I like
exactly
that.
what, it's kind of like someone who's certified to teach K to 8. What can I do within K to 8?
But it also depends on each teacher's educational experience is different too. So there's like tests you potentially have to take in order to get different credentials too. So it's not a simple pathway that's the same for every teacher either. It would be different for everyone.
oh,
It's a lot more complicated.
What if the example removed like the specialists that are part of the special ed department. So let's say we're not talking about, and jump in if I'm misunderstanding, let's not talk about any speech and language, OT, PT, rec, any of that stuff. And we have 2 first grade classrooms in this school. And we have a total of 27 first graders. It's not ideal, but if you combine them, so one teacher has all 27. And then you have then you have this teacher who could lose their job. Or they have enough or close to enough credentials to teach.
To do a
Fifth grade.
lateral move over.
And
to-
so it's not, I see what he's saying, it's consolidating, and then if you have a space to move that person, great, and that's where it gets murky territory that isn't our territory.
Hey, listen,
But I see
we have
what
what,
he's,
3 or 4 positions, am I correct, of the special needs that we're subcontracting out, which is costing way more than it would to have a full-time person, right?
yes, but that is different, because those certifications require master's degrees and a whole so that's a whole different realm. So I like your suggestion, but you have to bring it down to what teachers, people that have degrees in education, what can they do?
Right.
If I mean, technically, the state of New Hampshire says I can teach up to 8th grade any subject I can find. But it doesn't mean it's if I've always been a social studies teacher and hey, we need you to teach math. That's different than saying, I have also a certification in special ed, what would I need to be a speech pathologist? I would need way more education than I
Right, and
have.
then some things maybe not, I don't know what Emily what you mentioned about high school?
Well, because when you gave the algebra,
Oh, it's just
Math
using it as
shop.
a generic example.
Yeah.
Oh,
while it's
Okay.
easier to transfer in elementary grades. Because of the credentials, it may not be as simple for high school.
right, I see what you're saying, yeah. It's
Well,
just
we
a
could-
concept to
No,
throw
we
out
can
there, you
put it
know?
on a agenda for next month, Matt.
Just to
And
maybe
then a
revisit
list of documents this committee would love to see, and we got most of them. Prior to draft budget, we actually would love to see student count by grade/school and teacher count by grade/school,
That-
which is exactly what you're talking about.
It is,
Right.
yeah.
And we've talked about it in the past, so you're spot on. I just wanted to caution the group that we shouldn't get philosophical on gym teacher turns into language teacher. And we should stay money driven.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I would suspect that somewhere in there is a big redundancy somewhere in one subject or class.
I don't know
Where it
about
could be-
redundancy, but we got into
Consolidated a little bit and,
class size last session pretty decent, so we can revisit it.
yeah,
So. HB 1300. I don't know how many people are familiar with it, but it's gonna have an impact somewhere. If it passes,
I'm pretty familiar with it.
right? So we should be
I'm
looking
also
at that,
familiar with the misconceptions everybody has of it.
right?
Can we quickly review what it is?
So I'll say, it, Jamie, if you tell me I'm wrong, right? That in our case, method 1, which is mostly SAU costs,
Mhm.
will be capped at 6% of the total budget.
It's a 2-part though.
Okay, right?
That's the second part.
The second part doesn't affect anything with the educational piece.
Right, so a lot of people are seeing this bill come out and they think it's the tax cap bill.
No,
It's not a tax cap bill for the entire budget.
Right.
It is actually an administrative tax cap bill.
right,
So it only affects non-educational sections of the budget.
that's correct.
Right. You can only, if it's voted, you don't go to 6%. It says that you can only go up by the amount of money, assessment wise, of the growth of the tax base with a formula including CPI. So it has some different pieces to it to do the methodology and the formula on it.
So the question I would ask now is for somebody In the
And then-
SA, well, Lori, I guess.
We're not at 6%, we're below it. I already ran the numbers. I ran the numbers for here, I ran the numbers for Rollinsford, I didn't run them for you guys, but I don't know that it affects you guys.
Just clarifying questions, when you said non-educational, so does that also cap like insurance costs?
It's everything.
So it would, yeah, so how do you?
On an
know
SAU
that?
budget, it doesn't matter what drives the cost.
But you said non, is it only SAU or is it like everyone's
No,
insurance?
it's just SAU costs. It's just, and they don't even call it SA, well, they
Just
do, they
administrative.
reference it school administrative unit, but they also call it administrative costs, right?
That's
Because
correct.
sometimes administrative costs don't live in the SAU budget, right? They can be in different locations
Right.
depending on the codes. So they've been very careful to make sure that it doesn't matter where you stick somebody, okay, what budget you put them in.
Hmm.
It's gonna affect that. And I mean, at its core, I can share you my opinion on the matter. The state's been talking about redistricting and shrinking SAUs where you have one to do, however many school districts, right? 10, 15, whatever. I think the consolidation of SAUs is the way to go. And you're gonna save them millions of dollars, right? It's a very small amount of the total overall budget, but anyway, it's got a formula that drives how much you can go up within that budget, and it's capped at 6% of the overall total budget.
Right.
It doesn't include special education expenditures, however, it has a caveat there. So we're waiting for some more information to come out, and it should be out on the 25th of August. 4th or 5th of
I
August.
think it should be on our agenda somewhere,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
because I think it does have an impact too.
Well, the other
Something.
bill does as well.
Yeah.
The one that you will be voting on 2 separate warrant articles now.
Right.
You'll have a warrant article for SAU and you'll have a warrant article for everything else.
Right.
You'll have a default budget for SAU and you'll have a default budget for everything else.
Well, I'll make the voting public happy.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be a nightmare.
Jamie, I have a question.
Yeah.
So when it says 6%, so insurance can go up beyond that in a year.
That's right.
So what, we're gonna be breaking
You
the
stop.
law?
No, you either A,
Cut a position. to-
cut something to absorb it, or B, you put out the difference on a separate warrant article and the public has the right to vote over the tax cap.
How much did our insurance go up this year, just so I can wrap my head around that?
Was it 18%?
Oh, wow, okay.
Right, but that's 18% on a small amount of the overall and total budget, right?
Okay.
Yes, to
So-
be clear, it's not on the teachers,
Right.
so it's not our teaching.
It's only on
Just
FAU
the SAU
budget.
So can we just, for people that are watching or gonna watch this recording later, can we just be very clear on what we mean by SAU? Because my brain is everyone that's in Lincoln, on the top floor.
School administrative unit.
Superintendent.
SAU means school administrative unit. I
Right,
would
but I
encourage
just-
everybody to go read Bill 1300, because it's a list, it's a whole paragraph of
Okay,
everybody that it affects.
okay,
It's financial people, it's superintendents, it's technology director, I mean, there's a huge list in there.
okay, I just wanted also for people that are either watching from home right now or gonna watch it later. that
It's
they
not
have it.
principals, it's not
Okay.
teachers,
Okay,
it's not special education, it's not, I don't think maintenance and direct maintenance, it's not support, it's only school administrative services.
so tech falls under that, but we
Yep.
don't know if like the
Unless it's
director of
direct.
maintenance falls under that.
Unless it's direct within the budget, within the school. Some tech will fall under that and some tech won't. Depends.
That sounds really fun.
No, it's not gonna be fun at all.
I know.
And building 2 budgets, and cause I'm still working, it's not gonna be fun at all.
Only if that topic's done. I just wanted to revisit something.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Matt.
I just wanted to revisit. I got kind of cut off there.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all right. It happens with a group. I get it. The list that you were talking about of how many teachers, how many classes, how many students in each class and all that. This is something that's been requested before and what denied, or It was supposed to
We
get
had
to the board and it
information.
never
It's
did.
out at different times.
I'm sorry, what's she?
It comes out at different times.
Okay,
We had it last year, cause one of the committee members has compiled quite the
do
thing,
we
right?
still have that? Does
I
anybody
can
still?
get a copy of last.
I
of what
can't
was
imagine it's
compiled
changed
last
a
year.
whole lot.
It's probably only changed
That,
that much.
Yeah.
Current ones are cool, but same hand. Last year's data, not.
I would
4
love
years
to see
ago
that
data.
if you could get.
It's
your
in that
hands on-
big book I gave you,
It's in that big book?
in that big book.
That's helpful.
Give him a hard copy of
I
last
gave
year.
him my book from last year.
Oh. You got it all.
Any idea what page number that is? 3,000 papers in
Let
there.
me tell you by the month, it might be easier.
Right,
Because enrollment, usually Matt, enrollment doesn't come out until October, right? Because you have to by law file what they call a BOY, beginning of year enrollment number.
yeah,
So that's usually the numbers that you'll work with because that's what you set with the Department of Education. So October 1, you'll have kid counts. And then usually the teacher kid count thing would come out during the month of October because
so it's a good pretty good breakdown.
Yeah.
And it'll be in October in that big book he gave me.
Should be able to do it in
Alright.
October. I don't know when Lori would have done it, but usually October, you get those numbers, they're vetted. State says amen on the numbers and then you start, but I mean, you can get rough draft of that ahead of time. Hopefully, we'll see how we go this year.
Might be a little early in the summer still for that.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I'm gonna end up throwing that book to a wall because I won't be able to know which
Don't
book.
throw it, give it to me. I'm kinda jealous
I'll
of you.
trade you, I'll give you the book if you can find me that form in there, how's that? I'll do a trade for that.
Oh, I'll
needed more
I'll see
space
if
on my
I
book.
can get the data and
That'd be great,
get it, not the new data, but last year's data.
That'd be
'cause to Jake's
super.
point, it's a little early to be barking for class sizes for 27.
I
right?
have my old ones, but I'm not real good at, putting them together.
I wanted Chris's, but I haven't been able to hook up with him.
Oh, anything else you guys wanna go over under new business and open discussion?
Anybody look at the calendar for that Misty sent out?
Yes. A lot, yeah.
There's a lot going on there. Like, I don't feel like I'm prepared for that at all.
It's just shell shock, it'll be fine. Don't you have kids? You weren't prepared until the first one came, right?
I only got one, that's why.
Oh, me too.
Same.
Cause we're in August now and looking at our first joint meeting. Is. What, October 26th? I don't know how that works or what we're talking about or. I'm just putting it up there. And in November, we got the vault budget summary presentation to the school board.
Yeah, so that'll be when Lori will do the presentation to the school board and budget committee at the same time, if it's like last year.
Okay.
And then, are you guys setting the agenda for the first joint session? Yeah, so you got half, I won't hold you to it, you got half a clue for Jake, what's next, so I can.
I'm just trying
We
to,
both essentially open a meeting. So generally we start ours just as we would any other meeting and you're there and you can open your meeting as well. And then Lori will present to us what the desired first draft of that budget is. And then we get to take it in and all what's in it and have the conversation.
okay,
Where it all starts.
So it's big, but it won't be too overwhelming.
I got a red pen.
It feels like Christmas to me, I have to admit, the big book.
I just feel like this summer's flown by,
Don't give us
so.
no teacher requests documents anymore.
Well, with a line item like this one, I don't think
Looking
you
at
need
those
it.
for fun.
I think it's insulting to the teacher.
Like if this company, so if there's nothing else, I'm out of here.
Okay,
I can't-
Thank you, Matt.
I can't take it no more, the pain certain too much.
um,
Have a good month, everyone, see you next
We're-
month.
just about close to done anyways.
Speaking about the timeline, though, I didn't see the Saturday that we normally have on here for us. So there might be additional meetings added to the timeline, I think.
Okay.
What did we do, 2 last year?
I know there was November 15th, we met on a Saturday in Walpole, we really did a deep dive of the budget. But I don't see that outlined on the timeline, so
So we
just.
did another one at Cooper that Steve wasn't at, 'cause I was at that one.
Right.
He said he-
Sure.
So yeah, so we did 2 Saturday meetings last year to,
But those aren't on there, so when you're thinking about, hey, save the dates, save some dates.
and then, I
When was
guess,
your birthday?
I'll just stay and stand.
Yeah, that's right.
Stand up.
yeah.
Bail out on you guys or anything. Just-
Maybe next month we should discuss those dates
Yeah,
for the 2 Saturday meetings.
I think that's a good idea.
We'll set those so that people have heads up. Okay, we'll make it quick. We don't have any communications we wanna make to the school board currently, do we, as far as putting all this together? Do we have any questions we want me to ask of the admin? I think we. Did you have one for Listy?
I wrote some down, I'm gonna take them back with me.
Okay, I was just checking with the
Do you want me to
committee.
reiterate what they are? So if they're there questions, then,
Sure.
okay. So we have, the over budget condition in 1,200, curious, what that occurred. We're pretty sure it was unbudgeted positions, but we'll double check. Is there a different MSDSB document? Fiscal year 26 comparison added to the new list that we got for default budget. Is there a final list of actual cuts? Or do we need to sort the information? That's my only question, but. And then the timing on the student count by grade by school with teachers. We used to have an old document that we used way back when I was here, so we'll try to resurrect that.
Here it is. On the way out.
So
Mhm.
that's what was on my list.
Yeah.
I'd love to look at it, yeah,
Get more use out of it.
So the committee's good with
I'd appreciate that.
Jamie's list, be it Jamie, and I don't have to redundantly ask any of that.
Yeah.
I'll
Perfect,
CC you.
Oh. cool, and then when I hear something, I'll hit all you guys.
Can we expect you next month, Jamie?
Crystal will be fine, but possibly, it depends on where I am. If I'm here, I'll try to be here. If I'm in Rollinsford, I won't be able to, but if, you know what, any of you can reach out to me at any point in time if you wanna sit down individually and ask questions about operationally how it works, what we're looking at, call me. It's fine. I'm sure the board's fine. I won't share my opinions, just.
Melissa, is the school board gonna do the, facilities committee, building committee?
There will be a facilities committee. Are you signing up?
Of course,
Right.
Thank you.
I'd rather do that one than the other one. I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.